John's still in the bathroom, and he's in there making fists with his feet. He's like, I'll be damned. And he's like, does it. And he's like, that son of a bitch was right. Like that? And then, oh, this is really good on my fist feet. Everything happens. And he's like, I'll forget to put my shoes on now. And never has shoes for the rest of the entire movie.
He even tries to put on the dead guy's shoes.
He kills the one terrorist. And he's like, of all the terrorists, I got to kill one with 4-year-old feet. Smaller than any feet I've ever seen in the world. This person's got mouse feet. I'm going to do that voice for an hour.
It's good.
Happy Chrysler is Chrism.
Merry Crisis.
Merry Christmas.
Crimble.
Happy Crimble to you.
It's, I think, Christmas Eve is when I want to release this.
Happy Christmas Eve.
It's Christmas Eve. Tomorrow is the big day.
Wow.
The big day.
The day of the birth of the Jesus.
The baby Jesus. In honor of the baby Jesus, we watched Die Hard.
Heck yeah.
Our last movie of the year.
Aww.
40-something episodes.
What a journey.
48,
I think.
you think?
We'll have to count.
Almost 50.
We'll let you know next time.
I mean, just
How
look
many?
below.
If it wasn't for illness, we would
Wherever you're watching it, look below.
We would have made at least 50. I think we did get 50 movies in because we had a couple double ups.
Yeah.
So I think we got 50 or 51 movies in.
We should get that number before next week.
We should, because next week is our recap episode. And by next week, we mean
2
days, because we're recording it so that we can take, we don't have any obligations for the holidays. We're just going to take the time off and then pick it back up.
Take a little breaky break.
I wish I had no obligations. I have no obligations for the show.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And by no obligations for the show, I mean we still have to edit. So we still have obligations, but no, I don't have any work. I'll just edit and play Call of Duty. Pretend that I'm an adult that plays Call of Duty. So last night, given that it's Crimble, we went to a ballet.
We did.
Because we are cultured people.
We're very cultured.
My ear itches. We're cultured people that like the arts.
We do.
And by the arts, we watched at our local theater. We watched, what did we watch? The Nutcracker.
The Nutcracker.
Which the only Nutcracker I'd ever been exposed to was the Barbie Nutcracker movie.
Which is great.
It's a good movie. When your sister's like 4 and you're like, oh, this is on.
Yeah.
No arguments.
I have many
it's a good
memories.
movie. I watched it a couple times. I had notes about the ballet. Ballet is so all the dancing. I noticed that whenever they do the spins, like ballet spinning, people love that shit. Anytime anyone spun, it was like just clapping, like wow, they're spinning!
It's like Orson Welles in the back of the theater.
Right. But it's like, and then they would do like cool flips and kicks and stuff. Dead silence. All they cared about was spinning.
That was your cue.
Yeah,
but
that's what I like.
Spinning is so hard.
Is it?
Skill, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. Like, I don't know anything about that. And like ballet to me seems like moves that would be way cooler on ice. Like it's just ice skating, but without the momentum that makes everything badass. So it's just little tippy toes and tippy.
Yeah, but think about what they're doing on their toes.
I was too busy.
They're on the tippies of their toes. Ouch.
Yeah.
That one lady went full spread.
Yeah.
Legs.
Yeah. The figure skaters are on knives, though.
Yeah, knives are pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, I'm not saying figure skating is not cool, but
I feel
ballet.
like it's easier.
No.
On ice. Like if you get momentum,
they're both hard.
It just kind of does itself.
Right, but then again, if you get momentum,
All right, you do it.
No, as I'm saying that, I'm going, this is stupid.
I don't think any of it's easy. I just think like for a spectacle, I want to watch figure skating, not.
Let's go to a
ballet.
figure skating performance.
I don't want to do that either. What I want to watch is the Olympics, the Olympic figure skating with that one commentary guy that's ferociously gay. That dude's the best.
Adam Rippon?
Yeah, that dude is.
Yeah, because he was a figure skater.
That dude's amazing.
Yeah,
I like that the Winter Olympics that we had in Russia, because being gay is like still super uncool there in
Lame.
Russia. Like they'll hang you or something.
You gotta be gay.
And he was just queer as a queen, like dressed like
Love it.
just flamboyant. And he was like, "What are you gonna arrest me in front of the world's press?" Dude is just a hero. And that's what I'm about. I'm also about I could not stop staring at everyone's dicks at the ballet because the dudes are in tissue paper thin tights.
I don't understand.
And their little peepers are on full display. It's like, and one of them Well, so the most egregious one was the Nutcracker guy who
There's a joke there
The
somewhere.
nut
well
cracker.
the thing is like I don't know if he was over 18 or not, and if he's not over 18, then we cannot talk about what a hammer he had in his pants. Obviously, we can't say that. If he's underage, we cannot talk about how he had the biggest dick of anyone else on that stage. It was unbelievable. So he's just this dainty little, like, I expected Nutcracker, because Nutcrackers are like soldiers or whatever.
Yeah.
So I expected like Travis Kelce in a leotard, like jumping around. And what I got was Timothy Chalamet. Like, it's just this dainty little fella. And he's like pigging people up still. And I'm like, look at him going. Look at his dick. It was crazy.
It's just at tryouts, and they're just like, "Yeah, you're the Nutcracker."
Yeah, dude had
It's you.
Dude had a sweet potato in his pants. It was crazy,
Maybe he's
crazy. And then like at one point,
Maybe.
there's rat.
cup.
At one point in the Nutcracker, there's rats that happen. There's like this rat army, and one of the rats like did a flippy move, and then their rat mask flew off, and so they're doing the rest of the dance like trying to hold their mask on. Which was amazingly funny.
It was pretty
Nice.
funny. And then they would put it back on, and then it would come off
It would come off
immediately.
again. Like the
So
first
it's
time
just like-
they put it back on because they're still trying to do choreography,
Yeah.
and he put it on upside down. So then he's just an absolute blind man running around on the stage. And the other thing of
man.
note at the Nutcracker is it's only like a 2-hour thing, so it's like
Well, I
an
think
hour.
This
only.
version.
This version is
I feel like there's definitely longer
right.
ones.
It's a little 2-hour thingy, and it's an hour intermission, and then it was like 40 minutes, so it wasn't even 2 hours. I wanted to kill all 17,000 people that stood up and went to the bathroom in the middle of this thing.
It's
It was egregious,
theater etiquette is horrible right now.
and especially in Ocala. And
Right now.
it wasn't even
Well, it's
like
Yeah,
gotten
what does
worse.
that mean?
It's gotten worse
The
since
economy,
COVID.
Nick.
there was one. Well, it's
Thanks,
just
Biden.
nobody respects the arts.
Or like people have started singing along in Broadway shows, and it's like you don't
Well, that's
do
I feel like
that.
Hamilton ruined the world when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Which Lin-Manuel Miranda, what an irritating little short ass. I can't stand that guy.
He's
He was a hero.
outdone his welcome.
Right. He was a hero, and then he never went away.
Yeah.
And it's it's Disney's fault. Disney
it is
was
Disney.
like,
It's
what
not
if
his fault.
like in Moana, there's a song in Moana that's just Lin-Manuel Miranda, who's not a character in the movie, right? But he sings a song.
Crab. He doesn't sing the song.
I thought he sang one of the sailing over the "We're Sailing Now, We're Sailing" song. No.
No, he doesn't sing.
Oh
it.
no, he doesn't sing it.
He
but
wrote
it is
them.
that one though is the most egregiously.
Away.
Yeah, that one's like
Something else.
it reads as a song. Of course you haven't seen it.
Of course I
You
have.
mopo for show.
I am
Uh,
Moana.
Good one.
That one just sounds like I couldn't shoehorn this melody into Hamilton, so here it is.
I mean, maybe.
None of this is about Die Hard though.
No.
Let's talk about Die Hard. I'd never seen it. You had never seen
No.
it. You had never seen it.
Nope.
I had
You have.
Ooh.
Even though
Oh.
I've seen
Combo Breaker.
Die Hard or Live Free or Die Hard, I had seen that one.
Why?
Near the end.
I don't know.
Okay.
Life will do that to you sometimes.
Yeah,
Well, it's like me with the Hunger Games. I've only seen the second part of the last movie.
that's unfortunate.
That's it. That's all I've seen. And I won't be coming back for more.
The first one wasn't great.
The first one.
They didn't. The first Hunger Games movie.
I just don't. I'm not interested in listening.
It
to
was
don't really
Jennifer
remember
Lawrence
fine,
whine.
but they had no music, so it was just quiet. There wasn't anything to help build emotional tension.
Well, and by the time
So it was weird.
the
I mean,
one
they were
that I
getting
saw,
chased and murdered. How about that for tension?
It's not enough.
Not enough.
I need a score.
I need a good score.
When I came in, everybody was already bummed out and had PTSD because I'm watching like the last part of the last one. So
Yeah.
it's just like sketched out Jennifer Lawrence just going
Peter!
which sounds like I can't whenever because the dude's named after bread, which is stupid. His
But
name
it's
is
not spelled like the bread.
his name's Peta though, and he's a baker, so double jeopardy. But it just sounds like Lois from Family Guy saying Peter,
I thought his name was Peter
and I can't
for
get
the
over
entire
it.
first movie.
Peter.
And she was just saying it with an accent.
Peter.
So
Man,
Just
he
his
said it
name.
quick.
Just his name, nothing else.
when Carl, where did you stand, or where, I guess, do you stand on the Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
I think before having seen it, I probably was in the other camp, but now I'm fully on board with it being a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
goodie. It's a goodie. More
Yeah.
Christmas than I expected. Kind of. There's trees in it.
I
Yeah,
think
more
it's
Christmas than I
definitely-
remembered.
But Bruce Willis has gone on record to say that he thinks it's not.
Well,
But
never mind.
And I feel like
It
his opinion should mean something, but I think he's wrong.
I think he's wrong. It also just has the themes of Christmas:
What are you laughing
reconciliation,
at?
love.
Just that Bruce Willis can't say anything anymore.
Ah!
Oh,
He's got a taxi and it's really sad.
Let's have a moment of.
Let's have a moment of the
sadness.
opposite of silence because that's all he has. You can't clip this.
Oh God.
The internet will
can't.
crucify us for laughing at Bruce. We're not laughing. Bruce Willis is very sad.
He would laugh too.
sad.
And now we're left with
If he could.
we've only got dollar store Bruce Willis now, which is Jason Statham. He's just like shitty Bruce Willis because his voice isn't as cool.
I don't
I'm
know much
sorry,
about him.
Jason Statham's voice is better than Bruce Willis's voice, right?
Jason Statham. I talk like this and I'm an action.
But Bruce Willis's like voice wasn't part of his thing, was it? He didn't do like a voice.
like this. He's like yippee ki
Oh yeah, you're right.
chair down an elevator and it'll be awesome. Bruce Willis is awesome. 10 out of 10. So we watched this in a theater
Yeah,
because we're good people.
we did. Theater.
Carl watched it in a theater. You watched it in an office chair in your empty living room with nothing in
I
it.
did.
Oh.
I had a stool beside me to put my drink on.
And if you have a negative opinion of this movie, it's probably a product of your environment because you watched it about as sad as there's one level sadder, and it's like if you watch this on an iPhone underneath a bridge, newly homeless.
I did for a second contemplate watching on my laptop laying down in my bed.
That's
But that
so
seemed somehow worse.
yeah, that's
seems
pathetic.
worse.
That's pathetic.
I need a couch.
Yeah, you just moved. You need a couch. I don't have any more notes. So that's going to be the issue with me is I have no notes because we watched it in a theater and I didn't want to be that guy. Even though we were in a theater with only 4 other people, but we all picked like middle. So we were all just like right in a line.
Right in a line. I mean,
Yeah, I gotta be like dead center. I can't do it.
Yeah, that's what we did. Dead center. You had to go get the theater to turn the lights off.
yeah, our theater, the overhead lights were on, and like we made it through 3 previews, and I was like, the lights are usually off by now. I don't want to watch this movie with the lights on.
Yeah, because you
This is
mentioned
the thing.
something earlier. And I'm
Excuse
like,
me.
I'm like, no, they go off when the roller coaster thing happens, and then the roller coaster thing happened, and they were still
They did
on.
not go off.
And Danielle was like, lights are still on. They were like, oh, that's not good. And then the lights shut off. It was great.
I'm a hero. I am Bruce Willis to the people in our theater.
That's right.
I
That's
saved
true.
the day.
Also, we watched quite a bit of previews, and absolutely 0 of them looked interesting at all.
Yeah, that's true.
Just a
I
bunch
liked
of
the one
For new stuff?
The Fall
Yeah.
Guy looked funny.
I'd
Is that
watch
the-
it.
Ryan
Is that
Gosling.
the Gosling
Yeah.
stuntman
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah.
I can't
It
be
looks
bothered with
cheesy,
that.
but
yeah,
I'd
it
watch
looks
it.
dumb.
Is Wonka out?
Wonka's out, so it wasn't
I
a
need to
preview.
go watch that.
Wonka's out, but then there's just a bunch of bullshit. It just looked like nothing good's
So
coming
many
out
previews. It's
until
crazy.
Dune. Dune is in March. Give it to me. Give it to me
Could have
right
been
now.
this
I
month.
still gotta watch the first one.
So this was my first time. I popped my Die Hard cherry.
Ooh.
Die Hard, actually the first movie that ever made the list for the show, before this was a show, because I made the list right after Christmas
This time
time.
last year.
Right after Christmas. And I was like, oh, I should have watched Die Hard. I've always wanted to. And didn't. And I'm like, next Christmas I'll watch Die
I'll
Hard.
wait a whole year.
And then we worked.
watch
I
it.
literally worked backwards from that idea to make the movie list for my New Year's resolution, and then into a stupid podcast that people on TikTok don't like. I expected the movie to be more violent than it was. I feel like that's a weird thing to say.
Well, because the body count really is low. Like he kills
like-
10 people.
Yeah.
Like we've watched
It's that
movies with
many?
way more murder.
Yeah, it's 10 people. And I don't know. I took the R rating as like, this is going to be, I expected more like, I guess, torture and body horror, I guess,
Well, I'm glad that wasn't the case.
or something.
I mean, a
The
dude
The
got
glass on the
shot.
feet wasn't enough for you?
Yeah,
No,
that was
but
enough.
Oh.
More of that is
Lot of
kind of
feet,
what I
yeah.
expected.
A lot of feet in this
Yeah.
movie.
As soon as I saw he was gonna be barefoot the rest of the movie, I was like, God dang it!
Yeah.
Because it's been established I do not like feet, and there was a lot of them. And
Quentin Tarantino loves this movie.
stepping on things. And
That was a good moment though, where Alan Rickman's character is like shoots a glass, and they shoot all the glass, and I was like, why aren't they shooting the windows? And then it clicked, like, oh, he's still barefoot.
Yeah.
They're gonna Captain Phillips his feet right now.
They had a big budget for just glass in this movie.
I would imagine so.
$130,000 of
Whoa.
glass, different types of glass, so that like it looked a certain way when it broke on camera.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and you got to be able to run through it, throw dudes through it.
Special glass.
Special Hollywood glass.
Bruce Willis had fancy they molded his foot and then made a thing that looked like his foot to put over his foot.
Oh, nice.
So that he could run on
little
glass.
like latex.
We heard you liked feet.
Yeah, he's like wearing five
Ugh.
finger shoes 20 years before they
Exactly.
came out.
Ooh.
He's a
That's where it
pioneer.
started.
I remember my mom got five finger shoes once,
Did she really?
and she got
No.
she got like brown suede ones. So my
No.
dad,
What was the logic there?
I don't know.
Why
but
did she need those?
I don't know, but my dad called them Wookiee feet
Yeah.
because she had little brown fuzzy shoes,
I like it.
and we made fun of her. And I had Five Guys for the first time that day. Changed my life.
Wow.
Wow.
What a
So when
day.
this movie starts and like the guy with the limo, Argyle,
Argyle,
pulls
What a
up
name.
and like has the name. I thought the limo was like
a trap.
a trap.
Yep.
I was like, they're gonna trap him and take him somewhere or something. Because I've never seen this, so I had no idea like what the establishing of the problem would be.
Yeah, I thought.
So I thought that was
We
gonna
finally
be a
got
bad
that
thing.
pesky New York cop. It's like
Right.
I
all the
don't
way in
know.
LA. Yeah.
I
Well, you never
kind
know.
of. I kind of think the other thing I expected more was more like nail biting tension, and there was some. I don't know. I expected the movie to be more stressful and hard on me than it was, and it was like kind of just a great time for 2 hours.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
lot of back and forth between Alan Rickman's character, and then the cop outside.
Hans Gruber.
A lot of dialogue. Hans Gruber.
Which refreshing amount of dialogue after the last movie we watched, which had 8 seconds of dialogue and a lot of blue and then purple and then green and then yellow and then blue
Can
again.
we talk about Alan Rickman's accent though? Because he's supposed to be German, and
But he just sounds like Alan
he's
Rickman.
very
Vaguely
not
European.
German. Every so
Yeah.
often, I feel like he would give a little like twang, but then it would go away, and I'm like, you just
Give me my detonators.
be. Why aren't you just English? You don't sound German.
Well, he doesn't sound remote. He doesn't sound exactly English either. He's got an interesting
it's
vocal
interesting.
quality to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like him as Snape, it's like I wouldn't pin that as a
That's true.
British accent, but it is
Yeah.
one. But he just kind of sounds like Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
He's like what's his name? John Oliver, where it's like so British it sounds like its own thing.
Yeah, right. Which
Yeah.
John Oliver's got like Tuesday in it. Like he's got a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
aggressively.
Rickman's a lot more nasally.
Yeah, like John Oliver sounds like he has bad teeth, and Alan Rickman sounds different. I don't know. Alan
It
Rickman
sounds
is-
more
But very distinct,
sophisticated.
both of
really
them.
clash of the voices here between Rickman and Bruce Willis, sounding like
Yeah.
I'm gonna like
Well, they were supposed to be like
Like he's doing a
two-
bad Clint Eastwood impression.
Yeah. I mean, we've got the American cowboy cop
they
crazy
literally call
versus
him cowboy. in
the
that.
sophisticated, coordinated, whatever words are hard,
Yeah.
calm villain. So they're
Calculated.
like calculated. That's the word I'm thinking of. He was also coordinated. He jumped off a couple things.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't fall,
I thought it was. It took me a minute to be able to relax in the beginning of the movie because I was expecting. It takes a while for the kind of the ball to drop.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of family drama in the
Yeah.
beginning. I wasn't here for it.
I like it. It sets up some.
Yeah, it's
But they-
making you side with McClane. Because even
Yeah.
the way it starts, it's like it starts with the passenger guy. Like it doesn't
that's
start on
right.
McClane.
The
So it's kind of
toes-
setting it's like this isn't the exact. It's not your typical action star. It's kind of subverting that a little bit.
And there's a
'Cause
couple.
at this time it was like Arnold Schwarzenegger. That was like the action star, and this is not him.
Who was in the running to play John McClane?
Oh, can you imagine?
You wasn't fitting the bench.
you mother.
So was
I'm
Burt
stuck in the
Reynolds.
shaft.
Burt Reynolds,
Which
Wow.
different movie at that point.
Yeah.
star
better.
of the next movie we'll be watching.
The next
Spoilers.
movie, yeah.
Figure it out. It's not Gator. which is another Reynolds movie.
The
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say the family drama. I mean, he sees his wife he's with her for the first time like 6 months. And
She
then
took a big city job in L.A.
She
and
did.
he is a New York cop and didn't want to leave because he had cases open still and stuff.
Yeah, and because he,
Didn't want to leave.
He didn't think she'd make it
he
back.
didn't think
stubborn
she'd make
cop?
it back.
He thought she'd make it back.
Yeah,
Like,
he didn't
wouldn't
think
stay
he
there.
didn't
He
think
wasn't
she'd
being-
make it in her new position and that she
There
would
you
come
go.
back to New
Words.
He wasn't being supportive. But I mean, they established like their relationship and where they're at and like their history. It's like, that one argument in the bathroom and exactly where they're at in their marriage and in their relationship. And it's just like the writing there, I feel like was really
It's
really
really
good.
succinct.
Same
Yeah.
with,
even the last name, her not using his last name. It's like, okay, they're
That
a
tells
little
you
on the
everything
When he
you
rough
need
looks
to
up,
know.
when he
Yeah.
looks up her name on the shitty computer
Mm-hmm.
thing,
Yeah.
that like totally would exist today
Yeah.
and be just as frustrating. And it's like not
nothing's
under
changed.
McLean, she's under whatever her last name is, Grummond or
Well, and-
Goobly Gennaro. Holy crap!
And they use Argyle too in the beginning
Yeah.
to tell this like
Mm-hmm.
background story without having to go through it all.
A lot of
Well,
what
even
it does.
him sitting up front tells you that he's not used to this fancy stuff, and he's like sitting buddy buddy with this guy and not sitting in the back. So it's all that to like humanize him.
That's exactly my point I was going to make, is that it does a lot to humanize this dude that then is a superhuman for an hour and 40 minutes. Which is cool, though, because it grounds the character. It gives you all the background you need. And it really, I don't know, exactly your point. You get like 5 years of history in 15 minutes.
Yep. And I don't know. I really like his character too because he feels naturally funny. Like it doesn't feel forced. Like
Yeah.
a lot of movies where characters are talking to themselves or doing little quips and one-liners feels cheesy, but it worked. It worked here.
He's,
It was like an '80s cheese, though.
But
Like,
it's a
definitely
different-
cheesy.
it's
but
It's cheesy,
yeah.
but not like Top Gun. Like
It's
like
charming
Top Gun
cheesy.
was way cheesier.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
3 kinds of cheese, really, of 80s movies that we've watched this year. There's the Roadhouse cheese,
Ugh.
which is over the
Oh,
top
yeah.
funny. There's the Top Gun cheese, which is just deeply closeted homosexuality. And then there's this movie's kind of cheese, which is like comic relief to a badass navigating an impossible situation.
I feel like this movie knows it's cheese, whereas Roadhouse didn't think it was being cheesy.
Oh, Roadhouse is 100% trying to be a serious movie.
Yeah.
And it is
Whereas this
not.
knows what it's doing.
Yeah, which is why Roadhouse you look back on like as like if we wanted to watch Roadhouse again, we'd be like, let's put on an insane movie. Like we would put on Roadhouse. Die Hard is like, let's watch there's nothing wrong with this movie. It feels 80s,
Yeah.
but also it feels timeless in a
Yeah.
way that
This movie?
this movie.
Yeah.
Top Gun doesn't feel timeless to me.
No.
Top Gun is locked in as a product of its time, late 80s, early 90s. Roadhouse is hysterically just time capsule-y and cringe and just awkward, but great, but weird.
I
Well, it's
think
over the top too. Like there's a gas station explosion in this small town. Like it's just
Like,
it's
the biggest
absurd.
explosion I've ever
whereas
seen in my
this,
life.
the explosions make sense.
Yeah,
Like,
19 defenestrations in Roadhouse. Like it just never stops throwing people through windows. And then this
what
movie,
was their
though,
glass budget?
is it's like it. Bruce Willis's humor almost comes out as like an inner dialogue out loud. You know, when he throws the
Yeah.
chair, he finds the C4 and puts it on the chair and like looks off his chair to elevator shaft and then just goes fuck it and throws it down and it
Or
blows up.
when he's in the
best.
vents and he opens up the lighter, he's like, "Oh, just come to L.A. It'll be fun."
Is that
Watch
what
it out."
yes.
He's he's crawling through with the lighter, and then I can't stop thinking about the Always Sunny Frank in the thing. What are you trying to tell me, Charlie? With the lighter, trying to read. It's so good. No one else has watched Always Sunny in here.
I have.
It's on my list.
That far.
Super good.
I
We can
think
make a
that-
podcast for it.
other part that makes this movie feel timeless is the score. Those other movies have a lot of 80s synth in the background.
Oh.
This has orchestral music. Like there's no he's in the vent. Wow, wow, wow. So I think that also makes it feel. There's a little bit, but it's not like Scarface was just like beat you over the head with the 80s music.
I really hate 80s music.
It's so
too.
bad. It's so bad. I
And
don't
like, that's what made, to bring Star Wars in, that's what made George
What?
Lucas a hero, is that when
Star
he was
Wars.
making Star Wars, the first one, when it was just called Star Wars, the big genre of music at the time, the thing that was hip to put in all the movies and stuff, was disco.
Thank God we didn't have that.
Can you imagine Carl answering his phone on the podcast right
Carl,
now?
that's your phone.
I can't get it to stop.
like-
Everything's
Look at him trying to
there's
figure
like 12
out.
to-
Look at him trying to figure. His iPad's ringing.
Boomer.
Everything is ringing.
Watching you're frustrated trying to just silence. That was amazing.
I silenced the phone and I was like, where is it still coming from?
My bigger
God.
phone.
Okay.
No.
God.
George Lucas was
Anyway.
basically like, imagine if I had done disco for Star Wars, it'd be a terrible movie. Which is why, when in doubt, always go orchestral, because it'll be timeless forever. We'll
And
never,
it'll make Cameron weep.
and it'll make me weep. Can you imagine if instead of Leia's theme, it was like
No.
the Bee Gees or something?
It'd be
Like
trash.
Leia gets stun, like, set for stun, and then they stun her, and Staying Alive
Fever,
plays.
not fever.
Be the worst.
More than a woman.
That'd be a bad movie.
That'd be pretty bad.
Um,
Like she emerges in the like slave Leia costume. More than a woman
yeah.
to me.
Oh man.
You can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man.
Just Darth Vader comes out to that on the Tantive 4, like all the dead stormtroopers and rebels, and he's like, ha, 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 ha. That'd be the worst movie of all time.
Someone
Somebody
make
needs
that
to
So
make
anyway,
No,
Die
yeah.
Hard. Yeah, I'll make it. I'll get right on that. No, so yeah, no, the score was good in that. I feel like Nick and Carl said this in Spirited Away, and I'm going to say it for Die Hard, and I don't want to be crucified like they were. This score was not distractingly bad, and I kind of didn't notice it.
Yeah, no, same. But like that's what I mean. It wasn't like I think that's why it doesn't feel as much of its time is because it felt fitting.
Yeah.
It wasn't glaringly 80s.
And it doesn't age like.
Wait, what did I say about the music for Spirited Away?
It's just that y'all two didn't notice
Didn't.
it, and her and I were like, "The score's sick," and you guys didn't notice it. But like, I don't know.
To be fair, I don't notice any of the music ever.
Really, like Labyrinth,
I mean, well, that one's
Labyrinth.
different. That one's different.
another
Man.
just synthy horror show.
Yeah.
Sarah, I'm playing my synth for you, Sarah.
So, do we want to move into more of like the whole battle that ensues? I mean,
Yeah,
How
because
do we
this
wanna
is
talk
like
through?
this movie is basically petty theft on a huge scale. So there's
Yeah.
some like giant. His wife, what's her face? Bonnie.
Holly.
Sorry, Bonnie's the actress's name. Holly works
Same
for some
difference.
like big Japanese firm, and they just closed some record year or whatever. And Alan Rickman and his goons, Hans Gruber and his goons, rather, are trying to rob the place of like $600 million.
600 million, something like that.
In bonds, though, it's like paper. They have like
Yeah.
paper, which is weird.
I feel like you don't really get bonds anymore.
So what it kind of is it's a heist, but like a lot of heist movies, you're on the side of the heisters, like Ocean's 11 and stuff. And this is one from you're on the side of just a dude stuck in the middle of he's not a victim, but so he's like he's a hero that didn't ask to be one. There's
Right.
a term for that.
A reluctant hero.
Thank you. He's a reluctant hero. He's just like,
Yeah.
I'm a cop in the wrong city. Gotta get myself out of this one.
Here we go again.
Yeah. No shit. Here we go again. Meanwhile, the dude's in the limo just vibing for 2 hours.
For the whole time. I'm so glad. I also thought he was going to die. I'm so glad he didn't die. He made it.
Yeah, he just hangs out.
Argyle
Yeah.
or
He
Argyle.
definitely seemed like a budget Chris Tucker. A little bit.
I don't know who Chris Tucker is.
He's a
Like
black-
Rush
he's
Hour?
just another black guy
Okay, I haven't seen Rush Hour. I was just like, I don't get that reference.
with Jackie Chan, right? In Rush
Yeah.
Hour, is it? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they come in and they kidnap the CEO, and well, they kidnap everybody, and they're
Hold them
like,
hostage.
yeah, they hold them hostage while their dude, whatever his face is trying to like hack through the security to get through the vault to get the 600 million, and like it's like in paper bonds. So it takes him. He sets it up that it's going to take 2 hours. So we're essentially real time waiting for the drilling to happen through the vaults while everything else happens, which is kind of cool. I liked that aspect of it, of like, oh, we're not really time jumping because he said it was going to take this long. So now this is our journey.
Yeah.
But yeah, the did you have a way you wanted to go through, or were you just moving us along?
No, I was just moving us along.
So, first they take the CEO, the Japanese CEO guy first, and they're like,
And
give us the vault code, whatever. And he's like, nah. He literally goes, then you're going to have to kill me because I'm not going to talk.
and then they did.
yeah, and
Famous
then
last words.
Hans Gruber's like, okay. And then
Boom.
just spray paints a door red with his head blood while Bruce Willis is
Head
underneath
blood.
a table just vibing.
Yep.
And he's like, that guy's dead now. This is crazy.
Why didn't you stop him? Because then you'd be dead too. Like,
Yep.
Just this inner monologue. So good.
Yeah, and I guess we'll introduce why he's barefoot briefly because it's like hilarious because he's sitting next to the plane dude that you mentioned earlier. And the dude's like,
That is why.
you want to know how to recover from jet lag? He said as soon as you get off the plane. So this maniac is
In the
getting
airport.
into like just outside the terminal, sitting down, taking his
Where's
shoes
the nearest carpet?
and socks off, making fists with his feet and crunching his toes into the airport carpet.
I'm gonna try it next time.
In the
I've never heard making
Not in the airport.
fists with your feet. I've heard
I'll
like
wait till I get to the hotel.
clenching or flexing, but making a fist isn't the terminology
Is
I
that
would
the
have
phrase?
gone with. Yeah.
That's
It
what
is
I would
now.
do. I
He
make
said make a fist with your feet.
yeah, that's what he
I
said.
don't know.
I understood what it meant.
And so there's
It
like
makes sense. I just never would have connected those dots on my own.
there's a portion where John McClane's like freshening up in whatever the dude's office bathroom is or whatever, the dude that was just
To-
doing coke everywhere.
Tagaki?
Sure.
Something like that.
And him and Holly have an argument, and then Holly has to go give a speech or something, which is when everything goes down. And John's still in the bathroom, and he's in there making fists with his feet. He's like, "I'll be damned," and he's like, does it, and he's like, "That son of a bitch was right." And then, oh, this is really good on my fist feet. And then
His fist feet.
everything happens, and he's like, "I'll forget to put my shoes on now," and never has shoes for the rest of the entire movie.
He even tries to put on the
Yeah, he
dead guy's
kills the one
shoes
terrorist, and he's like, "Of all the terrorists, I gotta kill one with 4-year-old toes.
with feet smaller than my wife or
Yeah,
something.
feet smaller than any feet I've ever seen in the world. This person's got mouse feet." And he tries to like cram his foot in the shoe, and he's like, "It's not gonna happen." And I'm gonna do that voice for an hour.
It's good.
And
I think you're nailing it.
That should have just been the rest of the movie. Is him just trying to find shoes.
I was kind of hoping
It's
to
like, got this guy.
You know what one of my first notes were? Just, man, I hope this movie doesn't take place entirely in this building.
Bottle episode.
Why?
It did.
Well, I
I had a similar but different reaction. I kind of went, "Oh, the whole movie's gonna be here."
yeah,
You didn't know that from watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
dude, I forgot how much Jake Peralta liked this
Oh my
movie
god.
until some of the lines, and I was like, or when he was writing the names on his
Yeah.
arms, I was like, that's the reference.
Yeah.
I need to go back and watch that episode now. Because there's an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine where they just play out the movie.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
You had a point about something.
I gotta finish that show.
No,
the,
I
the
just
movie. Or
Yeah,
the
well-
building.
when I wrote down, I hope this doesn't take place in the whole movie in this building. I was thinking that floor. It was fine once
Oh, yeah.
he started moving
Or
around.
like it was just going to be hostage room
Yeah.
forever, and
Gotcha.
then
Yeah.
quick cuts to John McClane doing something, and then back to that would have sucked. Yeah,
A bottle movie.
I think it was cool how because John is never really face to face with Alan Rickman. I can't think of
Hans Gruber. Yeah,
Han-
because
So them with the radio, I thought was pretty cool.
he kills that guy that he tries to steal the shoes from, and then takes his gun, magazines. I think he's got explosives on that guy, or it was a different guy. I can't remember. And his lighter, and his cigarettes, his European cigarettes, which he smokes. He just chain smokes them. Which, you know what? If I was
So
in
would
that
I.
situation and found cigarettes, I'd be like, it's time to start smoking.
If I was
right
in
now.
that situation, I'd find a
Pull that
floor no
pin
one
and
was
throw the
on.
grenade. Yep.
I'd throw a grenade.
Pull that pin and just throw the grenade.
Oh no.
if you're about to die, yeah.
I'm hiding.
Well, yeah. No, I'm hiding.
Metaphorically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I am
hiding.
finding a floor or a stairwell that no one's in, and I'm hiding in a corner till it all blows over.
Well, the good thing with John McClane is
I'm a coward.
he
Imagine
started
that movie. Ugh.
he started with a gun though, which is good because
Yeah.
like that makes it not believable because nothing in this movie is, which is why it's so groovy. But he starts with his like service M9, like police copman pistol, which you could take on planes because 9/11 hadn't happened yet.
Right.
So, well, maybe cops can. I don't know.
I don't know.
write to us if you work for the TSA. Can a cop take their gun on a plane still? So yeah, he starts with a gun, then takes a guy out, and then kind of upgrades. It's like he's playing gunfight in Call of Duty. He's like, now I have an MP5, poggers.
Found an attachment.
And yeah, he gets the. I had somewhere I was going with this, but I don't remember.
Guns.
No, yeah, he starts with one, so then he gets to upgrade, which is about as brave as I would be, I think. If I was like, got the jump on a guy with a better gun, be like, pew, and then now I have this, and I'm too scared to do anything with it. But he's just crawling around and doing unbelievable things, like using the gun to rappel down a elevator shaft.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's
You were not into elevator shaft anything.
Here's my question maybe for the group. Maybe now's a good time. What do you think was the most unbelievable stunt? Because mine was that one. The machine gun through the machine gun on the window, rappelling down some strap into a window.
Yeah.
There's nothing to grip. There's nothing.
I think it's really
Into an air shaft. That was the.
I think it's really a
worst to
toss
me.
up between that one and then fire hose jump off the roof before
I
the
was
roof
about
That
to
explodes.
say
one's
that.
bad.
It's specifically with the fire hose. He's got it like locked onto something. Then it falls and just catches on a lip, and he's hanging off a building with it just free up
And he's
there.
got to quickly undo it and can't figure it out.
Yeah.
And last minute does. It's pretty, but like
There was
that's cool though. Like I'm
I mean, it's
100%
cool.
willing to suspend my disbelief for that.
There were a couple times where it was like he almost died and was just like, "Whoa, that almost happened."
This is another example of action heroes who get the shit kicked out of them, and that's my favorite kind of action hero.
The old Indiana Jones.
The old Indiana Jones, and they don't do that anymore. Like it's in The Rock's contract that he has to
can't
like
be beat
win
up.
everything, and he can't get beat up.
That's not compelling.
Because it's not good for his image. But then you look at Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator, and it's just
Oh yeah.
everybody getting like murdered and losing until until he figures out, oh, I can cover myself in mud. Spoilers, and wins the fight. I miss when we let people get their shit pushed in. It was more compelling to watch. Like John McClane's not as compelling if he's not barefoot the whole time and narrowly escaping these crazy.
Almost getting crushed by an elevator.
Blonde-haired Europeans that all look like D-Generation X era Triple H.
That one guy looked like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah,
I thought that.
yeah. Lots of brothers that I'll never understand. But I remember I was going with this. One of the other so when the lighter guy, he steals his lighter, his gun, he tries to steal his shoes, steals his cigarettes, steals his radio, and that sets up.
Oh yeah.
Like if John McClane doesn't have the radio, we don't have a movie, essentially, because that's the plot device that kind of keeps everything. That's it's not a MacGuffin per se, but it's the most powerful narrative tool that the movie has because it connects him to the villain, it connects him to the police officer down below, which that whole thing was awesome. The police officer is the best character in the movie.
Carl Winslow. From Family Matters.
Yeah. What's is
He
his
That
name?
always
dude plays
plays a cop.
everything.
What's his name
And
in
Ghostbusters too.
What's his name in this movie? Al
Powell.
Powell.
Pal.
Sergeant Powell.
Sergeant Powell. Yeah. So they have a hard time getting the police to the thing because John McClane pulls a fire alarm, and then the fire department goes off.
The least helpful 911.
Yeah, the
Right?
operators were awful.
What was up with
So
that?
many
That
people.
was crazy.
So many good guys in this movie just sucked so bad.
The FBI agents were kind of bad too.
Yeah, the FBI agents were
Yeah.
like, if this is emergency, call 911. You can't be using this. He's like, dude, I'm dying. There are guns. Like, just get someone. Nope, you have to call 911. This is a prank.
Yeah, like
Gotta
Like
be a
so
prank.
reluctant to help them. I'm like, isn't that the whole point of this?
Yeah.
Just like, why are they doing that?
and then finally
So
we
weird.
have Powell buying Twinkies at a thing, and he gets the call to go do just a drive-by of the building, and he makes it all the way in the building, gets to the elevator, and is like, screw this. Walks out, and then a terrorist, for some reason, because we needed him for the rest of the movie, shoots at the car. And I think no, that's not what happened.
He pushes the body out of the window.
But then the car gets lit up.
Well, because they're trying to kill him so he can't call for backup, I'd assume.
After,
Oh, that's right. John
after-
McClane
yeah,
kills another guy.
You're right.
Throws the corpse out the window, which is what I was in my head screaming at the movie theater screen to do.
Dude, yes.
I'm like, get rid of one of these bodies because, like, hello. Throws one of the bodies down, and then one of the terrorists with the machine gun starts lighting up the cop car as he's reversing out. And he's like, I need all the back up in the world. Like it changes his tune really quick.
There's a part of the movie where he kicks it in reverse.
The part we're speaking about.
Kicks it in reverse and like throws the car off a ledge or whatever, and he jumps out of the car and he's like bleeding down his face.
Yeah.
The next scene, there's like a guy cleaning the cut, and then right after that, it cuts to him and there's nothing on his face. No cut, no nothing, just super clean. Never happened.
The power of medicine.
Yep.
That's how it works.
As yeah. Imagine having to keep that. Well, I guess they could have put a Band-Aid on him, but whatever. I don't know. One continuity error we found.
I didn't even notice that.
Really?
I was
Not a
too
perfect
locked
movie.
into
I noticed the
movie.
head wound, but I was just like, oh, they cleaned him up. Who cares?
Yeah.
So
Cleaned him up real good.
yeah, it's just I guess there's one walkie-talkie frequency in this universe.
Apparently.
That's true.
Everybody's just
Channel
using the
9.
same thing.
Or whatever.
But
it
weirdly,
was.
the cop and Hans are never on the same frequency.
I assume they were.
They never talk to each other.
Maybe they're
Because the police downstairs are like, we've never heard from the terrorists yet. This is a weird hostage situation. That's why the FBI doesn't believe there are hostages, because they've never tried to negotiate.
They do at one point to buy them time.
Oh, yeah.
Hans is like, release these prisoners that he just
makes
Googles.
dudes up. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just like Googling
I know
terrorists.
you couldn't Google in the 80s, but the 80s version of Googling.
He's got his
I
yellow
read about
pages
it.
out, and he's like,
Yeah.
the terrorist section. T for terrorism. Make an international call, which cost money back then.
Mwahaha, an international call fees, that'll show him.
But the walkie-talkie thing was great. It was awesome.
yeah.
It's just a cool way to communicate. The Powell character was so good.
He's so good.
Because he's just immediately on John McClane's side or
Yeah.
whatever. What is the fake name that he gives him?
Roy.
He's like, my name's Roy.
Roy.
Roy Christmas. It doesn't say Christmas. Because I guess that was the to keep the terrorists from knowing that
Knowing
Holly
his
was his
name.
wife.
Yeah.
Which he eventually figures out.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
I thought the wife thing would come way earlier.
Way earlier, and it
Than it
doesn't
did.
come until for some reason Hans looks at the pictures.
Well,
He's in Holly's
Were the
office.
kids
like,
on the news
whole
or
time.
something?
Yeah.
That's right. The kids, the
Yeah.
shitty reporter goes to their house, which is why they punch him at the end.
Absolutely
He
pointless
was
character.
awful.
The reporter
The
guy.
reporter?
Yeah. Cut him from the movie.
I mean, he causes some problems.
I think this movie,
I don't know if he's pointless.
this movie has to be at least a somewhat subtle, if not entirely on the nose, commentary on the ineptitude of the police, government, and the press.
Yeah.
Fair.
And so you have to get the press in there because, of course, you would. There's terrorism happening. It's gonna
I mean,
be.
if it wasn't for him, then Hans wouldn't have ever known that Holly was, which I guess, you don't need that part, but they were kind of building towards that reveal the whole movie.
Well, we're waiting for it the whole time,
Yeah.
whether they're building towards it or not.
Which-
We're like, are they? Because they're in her office.
Yeah. And it wasn't Shitty Guy. I thought it was going to be Shitty Guy who was
Yeah.
going to be like, I can deliver him for you. That's his wife. And then he didn't do that. So shout out to him. He did one
Instead,
good
he's
thing.
like his attempt at negotiating was so funny.
It was so trash.
Also, the only bad Foley, overdubbed sound effect was when he sips his Coke and he sips it like this, essentially. It's like an open mouth sip, but the Foley sound was. And I'm like, he's not doing that. It's not that sound can't happen the way his mouth is. That took me out of it for a second. I was like, that Foley sucked right there. How important was it for him to slurp the Coke, really, director?
Very important.
But at least the cup had ice in it.
Ooh.
Oh.
Stupid. What was that movie?
The Departed?
The Departed.
Yeah.
Let me get you an ice water.
Which-
without any
That
ice.
guy had a private bathroom, right? So why was he doing coke in Holly's office?
I don't know.
Unless he thought
know.
he was going to meet her there, and then she was like, I guess while I'm here.
I
But
think
yeah, I was
just
like, why would he?
I think just to make him a dirtbag,
Power
kind of.
move. Yeah.
He's kind of a sleaze, yeah.
Yeah, he's just doing bumps and, because he tries to have sex with the one chick in his private bathroom, but John and Holly are in there at the peak of their argument, and that's kind of what settles the argument down. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. End of it. No, I'm just kidding. So no, there a lot of. I mean, this is the most. Is this the only action movie we've watched this year? It certainly is the
Ooh.
most.
Roadhouse is kind of actiony, but not
Yeah.
I mean,
not
I
as
feel like
on the nose or
guess-
on the bullseye there.
Top Gun's kind of an action movie.
Scarface.
Scarface is a
Yeah.
drama
Drama.
thriller,
Maybe we haven't watched any action movies.
The Mummy is adventure action.
Yeah.
adventure action.
National
This
Treasure.
is just
Yeah.
That's
Which
adventure
this movie
too.
reminded me a lot of.
this is just action.
just because of the tropes. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is
I
my
don't know that we've-
first. This is not my first Bruce Willis movie, but my other ones have all been like he's in the
Pulp Fiction's
twilight
kind
of
of
his career.
Nah,
Oh, yeah, he's in that.
dramatic action too. Yeah, but it's
Forgot
also
about
kind
that.
of dramatic action.
The one other action movie with Bruce Willis I've seen is Red, which is like
Mm.
that was like a mid 2000s action movie, and it's not. It's like clearly, Bruce Willis is like doing old man action movies now, like kind of where Arnold is at now too.
Oh.
Pales in comparison to this movie. This movie's a banger. Really good action scenes, really good fights. He's often in predicaments, like guns are running out of ammo all the time, which I love.
I thought about
improvise.
you mid movie. I was like, he's out of bullets.
He's counting.
Yeah.
Man, that last standoff was super good, where he's got the gun, like he's got 2 bullets left, and his MP5 is empty. He's got 2 bullets left in his handgun. Like he pulls the mag out, and he's got 2 bullets, and he's like, crap. And then he pans to like a supply tray that's got tape on it. And I was like, what is he going to do with tape? And then he walks up to Hans. This is like at the very end of the movie. Hans and the dude that looks like Triple H have got Holly. Or no, the dude that looks like Triple H we think is dead at this point. Because
Yeah.
he's hung up in the chains by the roof. And all the people that get brought to the roof flee. And they're like, wow, a pinata, the man. And they all go downstairs. And John is just like, I don't even know if he knows that they have Holly. He's just like, I gotta get downstairs.
He knows Holly somewhere.
Yeah, but she wasn't on the roof. But
That's
he was too
true.
busy catapulting off the roof in a fire hose. I think he just he makes his way down because he knows where Hans is.
Yeah, maybe he's just trying to get Hans and stop the money. Or maybe did they radio? I don't
They might have
remember.
radioed. They might have
I don't
radioed. I've
remember
got
now.
something precious to you, or
Yeah.
whatever. Like I don't really
remember.
remember. I should have watched this movie twice. But he goes down with the MP5, and then it's like Hans is over there, but this guy's got Holly, and blah blah blah, and they end up like cornering him because he doesn't see the second guy, and he puts his hands up, and then him and Hans has the what is it you said? Yippee Ki-Christmas, motherfucker, or whatever. And then he's like, yeah, I said that. And he pulls the gun out of his back with the tape and shoots him, and it was the best. But then he's like falling out of the building, and he's got Holly's hand
By the
still,
watch.
by the
The
watch.
watch they made a big deal
The
of.
watch that she won, the Rolex or whatever, that what's his face made a big deal of, and then she's got to let the watch go, and he falls and splats
That
on the
scene,
ground.
Symbolic.
that scene where he's fallen, they he actually filmed it, and they not obviously not the full.
Alan
fall,
Rickman
but they
died.
that's how he
Well-
died.
He's a method actor.
But no, he fell 25 feet onto a mat, and they gave him a countdown: 3, 2, 1, drop or whatever, and we're gonna drop you when we say drop. But they did it early, so they captured like his actual fear in his face of falling 25 feet.
That's good.
It's pretty good.
That would piss me off
Yeah.
so bad. I'd be like, I hope you got that. Because if you ever do that again, I'm going to beat you to a pulp. I'm going to murder the director with my
That's the only
fists.
take we're doing.
Yeah. I hope you got it. We're never doing that. That's why I couldn't be an actor. I'd be like, I'd have to have a stunt guy do absolutely everything.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to hang. I'd be a terrible actor. Little baby.
Oh, little baby.
I can't really, there's like not a lot of, because it's just
There's
a lot
one
of
moment
Bruce
that I want
Willis
to talk
hiding.
about that came that was
ahead.
pretty unhinged, but it's when he's talking to what was the good cop's name?
Powell.
Powell. He's talking to Powell, and he's like, "So what happened? What, you got flat feet or something?" He's
Yeah.
like, "I shot a kid." It's like, oh God, Jesus.
Yeah.
That came out of nowhere. So just was not ready for that. It hit me on the
But
face.
then he got redemption.
Which
for
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
most, to me, the most unnecessary. Like we already loved this guy. We
No.
didn't need him to. I'm so glad it happened. I loved it, but I was like, all right,
Because then you get the scene at the end where he kills the terrorist.
exactly. That's the part where I'm like,
It's like, I shot his gun again. Yes.
I'm not sure we needed that loose end tied up. Really?
Yeah.
Like that wasn't something I was thinking. Oh, I hope that Powell
wonder
gets
if
over
Powell's
his
okay.
yeah, he gets over his cop version of the twisties. You know, but and then at the end it's like, oh, Triple H is still alive. And,
Like, how did he
somehow.
survive being hung by a chain? I'm sorry, there's no way.
Those Europeans are built different.
Apparently.
Dude. That dude's been living on a diet of
On a
beer
prayer?
and sausages since he was 12 years old in Germany.
Maybe someone
Don't Bon Jovi to me ever.
Take my
open
Stop.
the door.
I hate Bon Jovi so much. John Bon Jovi. It's not even his real name.
I mean, it's part of his name.
Well, his name is John Bon Jovi.
Oh, no
Bon
way.
Jovi.
And he was like,
Jovi.
I gotta.
Really?
Yeah, and he's like, that's too
Never mind, that's
Mario and
stupid.
Luigi. And so it's John Bon Jovi.
Now I
Dumb,
hate him.
Stupid. Dumb.
No,
All
you
of his songs are bad. I don't like it. On a steel horse I ride.
On a steel
Look,
horse
The
I
phrase
ride.
loaded 6-string on my back makes me want to end my own life. Loaded 6-string on my back. I played for keeps because I might not make it back. I've been everywhere. Whoa, yeah!
I don't
Dumb.
know enough about Bon Jovi.
Stupid. I hate Bon Jovi with a passion.
We can tell.
AC/DC's right there. Just listen to them. That's a good band.
Let's go.
Right there.
Let's go listen to
Good
Bon
band.
Jovi at Olive Garden. It'll
No.
be a great
Ooh, it'll
time.
be a great time.
That's my nightmare. Although
My
you
personal health.
can't hear Bon Jovi over the sound of hissing hearing aids. Should we wrap up the movie conversation? Because I got more shit to talk about.
I
'cause it's
have
Christmas time.
Movies.
Hot point.
Oh,
So
of course.
she didn't think to do hot points during the movie.
No, I didn't.
And I'm like, how can you not do Bruce Willis hot points? Like, as far as action stars go, he's got to be up there. Like, at least of like the OG, like the Mount Rushmore of action stars, which is probably like what? Schwarzenegger, Sly, Bruce
Oh, yeah.
Willis.
Schwarzenegger's
Sylvester.
not hot.
That's
That is
Sly. And I don't know who
Sly?
else. Who else you'd put on that? Yeah, Sly.
I've
Stallone.
never heard that.
No, you're not tight with Sylvester like I am.
I'm not.
we us
Best
who are in
friends.
call him Sly.
Apparently, I'm on first name basis though, because I just called him Sylvester.
Sylvester. Like the
Mr. Stallone.
I call him Mr. S. No, what do hot points now. Go.
All right.
Which one?
Well,
go.
it's been a minute, so
Hugh Jackman maybe? Was
I
it
feel like
fourth?
he's wave 2 because I was thinking
Yeah,
Matt
yeah,
Damon,
right.
but that's like Born.
Okay,
and, yeah, anyway.
I cut her off again. Bad
Yeah.
person. Go ahead.
How
Harrison Ford?
Here-
All right, go ahead.
Is he an action star? I
Indiana
don't know.
Jones.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Han Solo jumps down a garbage chute.
Yeah, you're
Get
right.
in
Blade
there, you
Runner.
big furry oaf! Get in there. Go ahead. Before I start
Are you
quoting
sure? Do you want to
Star Wars.
interrupt me again?
Yeah, well, comedy does come in threes, but I can't think of a third one. So go ahead.
As
No, imagine.
I'm gonna kill myself now. Excuse me. I'm gonna change my last name and go work in LA. Anyways, we start at a 5 and we add or subtract based on my personal feelings and those alone. So,
Last hot points of the year.
oh man,
End of an era.
sad. It's gonna keep going. It's not ending.
We'll literally do it 2 episodes.
There are
from
more
now.
hot men to judge.
I think we'll do hot points in the next episode. Actually, in a way, we got to pick the hottest man.
There you go.
Go ahead.
I will let you know
Maybe
who
it's
the
Bruce
hottest
Willis.
man is. No.
All right, starting at 5. Number 5.
We got a -1 because he was not supportive of his wife's career, not hot husband material.
So he's at a
But
4.
we got a +1 because he looked pretty good in the wife beater tank top.
Yeah.
He had a good chest to chest hair ratio.
Yeah, which
That's
is
hot.
important.
It's
The
important.
ratio's important.
You can't
Yeah.
be, you don't want too much, but
'Cause-
a little bit's nice.
Wife beaters, you think like Walmartian or like the no regrets meme.
Oh God. No
Like
regret.
wife beaters aren't hot,
No.
but Bruce Willis.
But he carried it well.
Carl, Bruce Willis,
They're basically the same.
basically you're saying.
Basically the same. So then he got another +1 for just general. I'm sure he did something confident and hot during the fight scenes, but because I wasn't paying attention, I don't remember.
When he threw the chair
sure he
down
did.
the
Yeah,
elevator, you're
I'm
like,
sure one of those were hot. So we got an extra
Nick is
+1.
breaking the decor. I'm like,
How dare you? I worked really hard for 10 minutes to
I
get
was trying to
those
fix it.
I fixed it.
wrapped.
Thanks, man.
Good job. +1 hot point, fixing my decor.
Ooh, I'm at a 6.
But the most egregious of all things,
God, that is like the word of the day.
we got a -1 for the disgusting bloody kiss.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say he was barefoot.
Bloody
No,
kiss?
I put my foot hate aside during hot points because it's not fair to him that he didn't have time to put his shoes on.
It's not his fault. It was
not his
shoes or
fault.
it was shoes or gun, and he rightfully chose gun.
Yeah. Very
The
important.
bloody, yeah, you were not a fan of the kiss at the
As
end.
soon as like he grabbed her and they were kissing, I was like, ugh, like audibly in the theater because
But that
he's
was
just
passionate, you know.
so
You don't have time
sweaty
to.
and bloody, and it was just like,
Yeah.
ugh. I
They
mean,
were
I
in the
get it.
throes of emotion. They
Yeah.
just went through the
Yeah.
most
What do you want
stressful
her to
days of
do?
their lives.
Just be
I don't know.
Not right now.
You're gross.
I
That
don't
was
know
like
what
a
I would do.
That
recognition
actually would've
of
been
their
funny.
love for each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Giving him a nice pat. Be like, I got you, buddy.
A hug
It's
even?
the hardest
Maybe a
day he'll
hug.
have until the sequel, and then the sequel to that sequel, and then the sequel to that sequel to that sequel. I hope in Die Hard 4 he's like, another one of these things. Jesus Christ, can I go get a break? Like, maybe that's
Just
Die
very
Hard.
meta.
Maybe right off the rip in Die Hard 2, he's like, another terrorist in another building. Jesus, what? Be good. So what was that?
Our
was
last,
that total.
our last point, we got an extra +1 again for at the very end when he introduces Holly to Sergeant Powell. He goes, "This is Holly Gennaro." So he got a +1
The
because
respect.
he's come full circle. He has
He
respected
respects
her
her
decision.
decision.
And then she.
And then because she is respected, she returns. No,
McClane.
Holly McClane. So that leaves us at a 6.
He also punches that.
She punches
Oh,
him.
she punches the
Which +1.
groovy.
Holly, she's a badass.
Holly's,
she will look that Hans
fantastic.
in the eye
She's
and
a
was
boss
like,
bitch, yeah.
"Get us a couch.
Get us the couch. for
Take
the
us to
thing.
the bathroom."
Good guy. Yeah,
Punching
she's
people
good.
in the face for putting her children
Good
in the
guy.
line of danger.
She's a good guy.
She is a good. What a stand-up gentleman.
So, what's the hot point total for John McClane?
6.
It's not very high.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know. He got a lot of minuses and back and forths. You know,
But you're not an action star kind of gal.
I'm not.
You're like a, I don't know, like a Notebook. Love
Yeah.
Actually.
I like a
You like the sentiment.
a La La Land. I like
not
a
the-
sentimental
You like a
fella.
sensitive fella, not the
Ooh, those are Gosling. Yeah.
lots of
Yes.
Gosling. She just likes Ryan
Gosling.
Gosling.
I just like Ryan Gosling.
She's wrong.
No, there's other fellas that I like, but I like a little bit more sensitive, more on the softer side.
Yeah.
You know,
I like-
I don't need rippling muscle dude to be like, "I got you, babe."
I do. I want the punchies. I want the punchies. Give me Bruce Willis and Arnold and stuff. That's what I like. I want Sylvester Stallone to pick me up and put me on like one shoulder like this.
Oh, I got you, buddy. Yeah.
Like, and picks me up and yeah. Man, Rocky's good. Maybe we'll watch Rocky.
I've never
haven't seen him.
I've never seen
It's a
Rocky.
classic.
What?
Well,
That probably
I
should be
know
on
in
the
my
list.
mind I've seen all of them, but they are all just one movie in my brain. Like I can't separate
Yeah.
them. Good movies. Rocky. I think Lauren's.
I was going to say, we should have Lauren on.
I think Lauren Frederick's favorite movies are the Rocky
Aw.
films.
Really?
Really?
Wow. That's surprising. I don't know
Yeah.
why that's surprising because I don't know. I haven't seen
That's
them.
true,
but
right? I didn't pull that
No,
out of my
she
ass. Yeah, she
loves
loves
them.
Rocky.
Let's text her right now.
That's all text her right now. You
What?
love Rocky, right? Explain yourself.
Explain yourself.
Explain yourself.
Yeah.
Man.
Should we hit man or miss Die Hard? Do you have
Yeah.
anything else?
Nope.
Anything else to add? Anybody? I know this one was kind of loose, but you know it's the holidays. We're tired. And
I'm loose.
Oh.
Nobody took notes.
Yeah, I only took a couple. There was a cool fact that you'll appreciate.
Ooh.
Frank Sinatra is tied to this character.
I knew that.
What?
I knew that Frank
In what
Sinatra there was another script for this movie, right? Done.
Well, yeah, so there was. It's loosely based on
a novel.
a second book in a series. And the first book in that series was about the same character. And then Frank Sinatra played
Yep.
a character based on the first book. And then this was based on the second book.
Yep.
Oh.
So
And there was like different names for the character, but it's
yeah,
the same guy.
it's different names and stuff, but yeah, Sinatra's tangentially tied to the Die Hard franchise because he played in
Interesting.
the movie from the first book,
Yeah.
which probably could not be more tonally different.
Yeah.
What was the first movie called?
I'm not sure.
I forget.
Live hard.
And you know, because we
Live hard.
yeah,
Live easy.
Live easy.
yeah, that's
I
what that's
couldn't
what Sinatra was
Taking
about.
it easy. Yeah.
I couldn't come up with the opposite. fast
Breathe
enough.
air.
Breathe.
Be there.
I'm frantically googling this.
Let's keep riffing on names. Easy breathing.
Easy money.
Easy money.
Where are we getting the breathing from?
Living. not dying.
Live,
Which,
laugh,
by the way,
live, laugh, loving.
The detective. The detective.
Oh,
Is what it was
that is
called.
not
wondering,
like
it's not even-
Die Hard at all.
Yeah.
So,
Which, by the way,
Die Hard is based off of Roderick Thorpe's 1979 novel Nothing Lasts Forever, and The Detective is the first novel that Sinatra was in. I do believe Sinatra was also offered the lead in the Die Hard movie. Maybe I don't know.
Really?
He would have been. I mean, he
no,
died.
he
In,
would have been so old.
He died in 1998. So yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't make
It
sense.
doesn't make
That's what this headline was. I think that's
he could have
clickbait,
made
though.
a cameo.
Maybe if there was another Die Hard movie that was like way earlier.
He could have been like a boss at the
Yeah.
company.
Imagine he was Alan Rickman's character.
That would have been cool.
Old blue eyes. I don't think
No,
he's
Alan Rickman was so good.
well, and
was a-
Sinatra
yeah.
was famously impatient in filmmaking. Like
Yeah.
he wouldn't have. Like it doesn't make sense to put Sinatra in movies in the 80s because by that point the film industry had become a whole other thing, and Sinatra was famous like
Just not for it.
I'm doing this take one time, and if you make me do it again, I'm going to have the mob put your head on ice. Like he was really not patient. Really hated Marlon Brando from
Godfather.
what's that movie we watched?
oh, I don't remember. Guys and
Guys-
Dolls.
Godfather?
Guys and Dolls. He had a feud
Also
with
Godfather.
he did a couple movies with Brando, and then Guys and Dolls happened, and Marlon kept screwing up one scene, and he was a method actor, which I think irritated Sinatra. There's one scene where they're in a diner and Sinatra's eating like cheesecake, and he has to eat cheesecake for this scene, and Marlon Brando screwed it up like 8 times, so Sinatra is
of
on like
cheesecake.
a pie and a half of cheesecake,
Oh.
and he hated Marlon Brando and refused to ever work with him again. And that's actually why, like, Marlon Brando sings horribly in that movie, and Sinatra refused to help him or bail him out. He's like, you can just flounder and suck because
Frick
I
you,
hate
man.
you. So, yeah,
Nice.
Sinatra, famously difficult to work with. Just had the shortest fuse of all time. And I mean, if
But
anyone...
did that make his good movies great? Like, did that make him better?
I don't think any of his movies were
There,
great.
there
never
are
seen any of
two of his movies that are really well received, and they're both dramatic roles,
All right.
not sing-songy comedy
Yeah.
roles, which is the bulk of it. He kind of has like a Elvis-ish kind of career.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of sing-song and dance, and I think they're amazing. Like High Society is.
I mean, I enjoy them. Yeah,
High
but they're
Society
not
is an
great
unbelievably
movies.
good movie. Him and Bing Crosby in High Society, very very good movie. But no, and one of them is like, I think in the 60s, like it's a later movie role for him. He's like an older Frank Sinatra, and I think he won an Oscar for it.
Oh.
But I'm not 100% sure on that. One of the 2 good movies he won an Oscar for. But no, a lot of like, 50, 60%ers on Rotten Tomatoes. That's kind of where he sat.
Yeah.
Anyway, hit me or miss for Die Hard. In a podcast where we talked about Die Hard for 40% of the time.
I'm gonna go hit.
I'm going to go hit,
Hit.
banger. We end the year on a banger.
Certified
I'm really
banger.
glad I like this one because I don't want to be
I
that
was scared.
trope about women. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, she only likes rom-coms and musicals. Like, I like a good action movie.
That was a good.
I'm diverse.
It's the best action movie I've ever seen.
Whoa.
Name a better one. Like, I don't think I can. It's so good. It was pure.
How do you?
Like,
Really
Predator's
good pacing,
Predator's a good movie.
compelling villain,
I guess
likable
I
hero.
guess Rocky would be action, but that's drama
was
too.
gonna say, how do you define
Rocky
action?
is
Yeah.
a drama movie.
Like the use of the building space was really creative and added a lot of tension.
Yeah.
Like
Confinement, yeah.
everything was like
And
well
a lot of
developed.
retreaded like sets, and you don't care. Like he's in the same elevator and in the same construction area and in the same
Yeah.
roof, and you don't care.
It wasn't
like-
as bad as the sewers in that one movie. The
Oh
Third
yeah,
Man.
yeah.
yeah. The
Oh,
third
yeah.
man.
That was
Yeah.
literally like, and then flip it, and then
Yeah.
they're going.
The actual same
Yeah.
scene. Yeah.
Do it upside down. They won't notice. Yeah. So goofy.
My
Well-
biggest gripe with Die Hard is just what a stupid name.
Yeah, they never say it
Die
once
Like,
in the movie.
what does it mean?
All right, they never say Star Wars and
I
Star
know, I'm
Wars.
joking.
Die Hard.
Nobody does a camera take in Star Wars and go, "There's another Star War." I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's a tagline from the book.
Maybe.
I mean, to get your attention. That's an
Die Hard.
Was it a
attention getter.
phrase? Like, it's not a phrase.
No,
Die
nobody
Hard.
says Die Hard. Tucker died so hard. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why is it called Die Hard?
Dying so
Let's-
hard.
I'll look it up.
I don't know, man.
Why is it
'Cause
called
you, like-
Die Hard?
You say Die Hard, but like in my brain, that's just one word and it's just a thing.
Hard.
But
Like
like, when
Top
you
Gun.
think about those two words,
Top Gun.
Die Hard. Stupid.
What does the Die Hard movie tell me? Thank you. The meaning is be as difficult as possible to kill.
All right.
But how a caveman would say
That's
it.
fitting.
Hard. He die hard.
Me when
Why,
the Die Hard.
why say many word when few do trick or whatever Kevin says in the
Yeah.
office?
Sea World.
Sea World.
Good movie. One of my
Excellent
favorite. One
movie.
of my favorites of the year. Actually, I'll watch Die Hard every Christmas.
I'd
That's a
watch it
Christmas.
again.
It's a Christmas movie. That's a banger of a movie.
Yeah.
Super good. It's our second Christmas movie of the year. Die Hard and Hellboy 2 was also.
That's
Christmas.
not a
really?
Christmas. Was there even was there Christmas in that?
Yeah.
I don't even
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, the
don't
beginning of the movie with gross, creepy young Hellboy with his
He
giant
gave out the
teeth,
presents. Oh God, those
I don't
teeth.
even remember.
Christmas trees, and yeah, it's a Christmas movie too.
Hellboy.
Man, the
God.
theater experience has really spoiled me though. Like I wish I could have seen all these other movies in the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw Singing in the Rain in theater. That was
so did
good.
we.
was good.
Maybe you would have liked Singing in the Rain if you saw it in the theater.
Maybe.
It's true.
God, I can't. Ugh.
Gratuitous dance number, go!
Yeah.
Man, Gene Kelly
Make them
needs to
laugh.
stop.
Like,
Make
all
'em
right.
laugh.
That's
okay.
enough.
Make 'em laugh.
Still can't believe you didn't like that. I thought you guys were
So
gonna love
good.
that scene.
Oh man,
It's
that
good.
was
It's
just
a good movie. Man, Die Hard, one of my favorites though. One of my favorite movies. Of
We
the
can
year. So
talk about
Ended
all
on
our
a strong
favorites.
note.
yeah, well,
Next
next
Next week.
week we're gonna talk about in 2 days for us. I think the episode will come on January 2nd or 3rd. We're gonna talk about all of the movies, kind of. We're gonna do kind of
Talk about our favorites.
kind of an awards-ish kind of dealio. We're gonna talk about our favorite movies, our least favorite movies,
Yes.
movies that surprised us, and we're gonna pick a movie of the year.
Yep.
And
a collective.
We don't know how that's gonna go.
No,
we're
we
gonna
don't.
we're gonna hash it out on the episode. What our
I'm a little worried.
collective? It has to be unanimous. Our collective movie of the year. So, real quick though, I want to talk about Christmas
Grimace.
because this is this has been not a topic of contention. That's gives it too much drama, too much hoi polloi. But Danielle and my family did Christmas extremely, extremely differently. So I want to know from you two and you, and we'll go through ours as well. What is or was, like I'm talking childhood kind of.
Yeah.
What is your family's order of operations on Christmas Day? And I guess asterisk if you open presents on
I
Christmas
was going to
Eve.
say Christmas Eve.
Because Christmas Eve people I think should be locked away forever. That's bullshit. It's Christmas Eve. It's dumb. You don't get anything on Christmas Eve but hot chocolate and to watch A Christmas Story for 24 hours.
So for
There's no
me,
suspense if you open on Christmas
we
Eve.
are. Here's the thing: we do both. So Christmas Eve, yes to Christmas Story, always on loop.
Are you one of those one present people?
We are two present people.
Two present. All right. You're
'Cause
just making shit up.
Listen, you can. It's Christmas. You can do whatever you want.
No.
Yep.
No, there are rules.
It's a
Christmas
game of
Eve.
magic. Yeah,
Two
anything's
presents
possible.
is just unbelievable.
Oh my God! Let me explain. It'll make sense.
No, it won't.
Two presents on Christmas Eve. You're watching Christmas Story. You're eating some food,
One for Mary,
hanging
and
out
one
with the
for
family. And,
There were 3 wise men. Why not 3 presents? F it.
God, oh my
Why not
God.
12? Hurry it up.
I make my own rules. And I didn't even make them. You open 2 presents. One is always pajamas.
Okay.
Everyone would
Oh,
have
yeah.
pajamas.
All right,
See, now it makes sense
But
if you
that's
just let me talk.
That's not a present. That's pajamas.
You get 2 presents, pajama, and then a specific present that
It's like a
your parents
shitty
would give you,
thing.
and it would like be tied to a present you'd get the next day. So one
Alright.
year on Christmas morning, I got a PlayStation. Christmas Eve, I got a PlayStation game.
I always hated when my parents did that.
But that's a spoiler.
So it was like, wait,
I don't like the spoilers. Yeah. I had a really weird one growing up. Growing up, Christmas Eve, we would always go to my grandma's house. So we would spend the night, and I remember like Cartoon Network would play the Christmas themed cartoons. It was like Johnny Bravo doing Christmas crap, and it was super cool. And then the Jetsons and whatever else. So we would always watch cartoons at Grandma's house and stay at Grandma's house Christmas Eve, which gave my parents the opportunity to set up the house for Christmas. So we were out of the way for all
nice.
the cooking because we're big Christmas breakfast morning people. We were out of the way for that. Like there was one year where they got us like Green Machine. Remember Green Machine? Like the bikes that you drifted. Those things were sick.
Nope.
We got those. They had like one big wheel in the front and then two like hard plastic wheels. And then you didn't steer them with handlebars. You had levers. So you would like pull the lever and it would like slide the back out on those hard plastic wheels and you would drift around corners. And they were the best. But they're huge and there's no way to hide them in the house. So, but we were gone. So, and those would be in the garage and then we'd come home and the garage would open. There's Green Machines there. It was awesome.
Nice.
So that would, our parents would do that. We'd nothing on Christmas Eve. We would go to the Christmas Eve candlelight service at the church. You get nothing. And I always liked that because like, man, you got like blue balls with anticipation. You're like, oh, it's Christmas. And even when I was a teenager and into adulthood, when I still lived at my parents' house, like I would just stay up and play. Like, I remember one of the last Christmases I lived at home. I stayed up until 3 a.m. playing the original Killing Floor game with Steven and Brandon. And it was like, we were just had that pre-Christmas high. Is you just play video games until your eyes stopped working, and then you would just go to sleep and then wake up and
As early as possible.
that was when we were too old for the grandma's house thing, but and then Christmas morning.
Too old for grandma.
Well, you know, I was like 18. I don't want to go spend the night at grandma's house at 18.
Lame.
Oh yeah.
We actually had that conversation, and me and my brother were both like, "No, we're good."
We're good.
But
We got grown family.
my family is apparently insane because we drive you nuts on Christmas morning because we go over breakfast first. Everything's there. We have a big breakfast first with something called egg gravy that no one's ever heard of. It's really good.
Ooh.
It's like a roux with hard-boiled eggs in it. So it's like a thickened like cheese.
What's a roux?
And a roux is like
It's like how you make mac and cheese and sauces.
It's like
like
a
a
cheese
cream-based
cream,
sauce.
yeah.
It's butter, flour, and milk.
Okay.
Butter,
and
flour,
then you
milk,
add
and-
cheese or whatever to it.
so there's lots of like
Gotcha,
sauces and
It's how you
dishes that
make
start with a roux
gravy,
base.
you know, sausage gravy. It's how you make gravy and stuff.
So it's similar to
Gotcha.
sausage gravy, but you take the sausage out and you put in like hard-boiled eggs. And we eat it on like
I'm here for
English muffins, and it's super good. And they make all kinds of stuff. So big breakfast, then stockings, which is normally a candy and something, book or whatever, who knows. And then we do one person plays Santa, everybody gets their gifts. We go one at a time, one gift at a time.
Here's why.
All the way around.
Here's why that's a
So
problem,
She hates
though.
it because Christmas takes 4 hours.
Here's the problem. Because there's 3 siblings, plus parents, plus grandparents, plus all the siblings' significant other. So there's like so many people. If it was just your family of origin and 5 people, sure.
Yeah,
but
family
no.
of
Family of origin.
I mean, growing up, there were only 6 of us. It was the
Yeah.
5 of us and Grandma.
But now it's like 15 people.
Family of origin.
Hello, my
Making so
family
many
of
new things
origin.
today.
But
Merry Christmas morning.
That's
We made
how
a roux.
That's how I grow up. When I watch movies and it's a free for all, like in a Christmas
Oh,
story,
yeah.
they just tear down the stairs.
That
and they
was
just
my family.
Rip into everything. That I can't stand. 'Cause it
Yeah.
stresses me out. As much as I kind of don't like the what did you get and you got to show everybody and then
Show
it's the
the
next
camera.
and then it's the
Terrible.
next person's turn.
Is that the one you wanted? The gift receipt's in there.
Yeah, that to me is how Christmas works. And we have a Christmas story on the TV the whole time, and Christmas absolutely halts during key moments in the movie. Mainly the fragile and the at the very end the fa ra 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 with the duck that's smiling.
Oh man.
We
yeah.
have to Christmas grinds to a halt.
Show me how the pig eats.
Yeah, and there was one time where
I hate that movie.
we had the movie on.
I hate it.
And we had a gift for my dad that wasn't in the pile. And the leg lamp scene happened, and we got my dad a little leg lamp. So he opened the leg lamp at the
As it
same
was happening?
As the same time the dad's
Dude.
opening the crate and like, maybe it's a bowling alley. And it's the best.
It's a bowling
That's a
alley.
good
How do you not like that
You
movie?
are so wrong for not liking
What's
that
bad
movie.
about
It's
it?
frustrating. I don't like.
She doesn't like it because the family is imperfect and argues.
The family is
Oh,
so mad at
yes.
each other the whole holiday. The mother
family
slaves
ever.
away on her meal, and then it gets ruined and destroyed by these dogs. And I just am like, if I she works hard, she's got to take care of her kids, and then it all falls apart. And I guess it all works out in the end, but it makes me mad. I
Yeah,
don't
you're
like
talking.
It.
This is why it's good.
No,
Exactly.
It's frustrating.
It's a slice of life.
I don't care. I don't
It's
know.
a
I don't
peek
like it.
into like 60s
like a Coen Brothers
post-war
movie.
Americana. 50s post-war Americana. It's great.
He gets his BB gun and then
It
shoots his eye out. That's all he
Yeah.
wanted, and his dreams fall apart.
That was
That's-
predictive
That's
programming, though.
poetic, though. I don't know.
I don't like it.
So,
It makes me mad.
but
I
how
don't
did
like
you?
it.
What was your order of operations on Christmas morning?
So, well, we always did. So my dad's side of the family and my mom's side of the family always had to stay separate. So we would always do mom's side of the family, which was the fun side of the family,
Whoa, called out dad's side.
Christmas Eve.
Which scans, by the way.
So, which my mom's
we do that
side,
to this day.
they're Italian from New Jersey. They're loud.
They're the party
There's a
family.
lot of wine. Like, they're the party family.
Karaoke.
There's usually a frying animal of sorts, food, all the things.
the worst martinis anyone's ever made.
Yeah. So we
Just
always
poison.
did big Christmas Eve with that side of the family. So we got to open presents from them Christmas
Right.
Eve because that's when we were with them. We wouldn't see them Christmas Day. So then Christmas Day, we would wake up, do presents from parents, then breakfast. And then usually my dad's side of the family, which is just my grandparents,
They would come over and
And
a
then we'd do
final
whatever.
hurrah of presents with the
Yes,
grandparents.
With
yeah.
the grandparents.
Which, hilariously, that's still how it goes.
That's still how it goes.
In my family, we do the same thing, which is really cool
Yep.
because y'all are big Christmas Eve people. So we go over to her family's house, her aunt's house, and it's the big party. And normally there's a gift exchange that makes me want to take my own life. And then if the aunt is or whoever redacted is intoxicated enough, karaoke
It
happens. and
depends on how
I-
much wine has been consumed.
I am
That's awful.
out. I'm out. I can't do it.
Usually that's let's go look at Christmas lights.
And it's always like
then-
it's never there's alcohol there, but it's never what anyone ever wants. It's like barefoot wine and not cold enough Michelob Ultra, and you're like, what the hell is
You can
happening?
BYOB.
I'm gonna BYOW.
It's BYOW.
I'm bringing whiskey.
Ah,
I'm just gonna have a flask and be like,
there you go.
I'd be the drunk uncle.
Great.
Carl, you haven't
Drunk
talked
cousin?
yet. What did your family do?
Yeah, we did
What
kind
is
of a
it?
hybrid. We did at the Craig residence.
Oh.
My dad's side of the family,
Family of origin.
What?
Your family of origin.
Family of origin.
Carol, open your presents.
Yeah, in lieu of the roux, we would have my dad's parents come over. They would spend the night, and then we would open one present that was generally like pajamas or like just a tiny thing on Christmas Eve.
Did
And
that
then
not
Christmas
piss you
Day,
off?
It kind of was annoying. One time it was a tiny Lego set, and that kept me going
that's
for
sick.
a little bit. But yeah, but if I got like a game all night, I'd be like, I wouldn't be able to sleep because I'd be like, I can't wait to get.
You're
the
just
console.
reading the
There's gotta be a
box
console.
over and
I'd be
over and
losing-
over.
Right? Yeah, I'd be looking at the disc, like imagining, like that would drive me crazy. But then the next day, Christmas Day, my mom's side of the family would all come over, and we would do presents, and then have like a big kind of everybody bring a dish, and it was like a big potluck. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun.
that's
Got to see all the cousins and everything. But yeah.
And the gifts. How did y'all do gifts?
It was one at a time.
One
Like
at a
one person
time.
would open, and we'd go like clockwise. We would be like, so and so hasn't opened one in a while, so we were definitely trying to
We're
drag
also,
it
I
out.
don't feel
we're also
like
clockwise. I like
Yeah.
that.
our present opening. We didn't go one at a time, but it wasn't chaos. But my family's not very chaotic.
No. Even if
So-
left to chaos, your family would be somewhat structured.
Yeah.
The tearing into presents, that is just barbaric. I can't take that.
Yeah.
So, how do you guys handle trash cleanup?
So there is a garbage bag in the middle, and normally Dad has it, and he just opens it. We make a ball, Kobe.
100%.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
My dad will get the big
Yeah.
It's a
12-gallon
dad job.
bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And you
so
just
funny.
toss
That's what
it
dads do.
Except for
They
my
do-
grandma, who is insane, and she has to meticulously unfold, and then
Oh.
she folds
The wrapping
her
paper?
wrapping paper. She
saves
folds
it?
it, and if it comes in like she folds Publix bags. Like if she goes to the store, she's folding
Plastic bags?
the plastic bags. She's just nuts.
Man.
And so
It's
eventually
like trying
my
to fold a
mom,
fitted sheet.
my mom will get pissed off and just rip the paper from her hands, ball it up and throw it, because we're like, Jesus Christ, Grandma, we're not going to
My
want you to
family
fold paper anymore.
will save nice gift bags.
Oh, the bags
Like,
get
Yeah,
saved.
bags and bows.
Bags and bows.
Yep.
Yep.
The fun thing is one of the dogs, Elfie's brother, actually likes to unwrap. Like he loves wrapping paper. So whenever my dad's whenever it's my dad's turn, he'll he'll rip a little piece and then give it to the dog, and the dog will rip the wrapping paper off of it and then shake it, and then we have to take it away before he eats it. Dog chaos. The dog helps unwrap.
That's
so
good.
yeah, and then normally mimosas are a big thing at ours, so we always do mimosas, and then Grandma's asleep halfway through present opening because she is half of a mimosa and she's out.
That's great.
Coquito this year though, Because my dad is a coquito plug, so I've got a half gallon of coquito in my fridge, and there's more for Christmas Day. So
Nice.
yeah, big breakfast people. And then you don't really just, we'll hang out there for a couple hours, and then we go to her parents' house to do her parent Thanksgiving.
My dad might kill himself if he doesn't see us on Christmas Day. So.
Well, it's his birthday.
Oh, Christmas Eve.
Christmas
is his
Eve is
birthday.
also her dad's birthday, which sucks.
It
That's
does
the
suck.
worst.
Yeah.
It's bad.
That's
It's
the
a bad one.
worst. So,
My God, he's gonna be old this year.
wow. How old?
Big birthday.
57, 8.
Oh, he's getting there, huh?
He's almost 60.
He's almost
It's getting
60.
there.
We're all dying.
That's
My mom's
sad.
almost 65.
It's weird.
My mom
They're old,
is
which means we're old.
Yeah.
54. Yeah, my dad's 52.
no, my
my
dad
parents
is-
are young. My dad's 52.
My dad's 50 something.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Let's get the hell out of here.
Yep.
So that was a year though. We did it.
That was a year.
It was a year
We
of
did
movies.
it. Yeah.
A year of having a shitty podcast no one listens to.
Hey,
TikTok.
some people listen.
Everybody
think
on
it's shitty.
Everybody on TikTok can suck my ass.
Oh boy.
Except for the people that followed us and the people that liked it and didn't comment hateful things.
A lot of the go-to one, the one that really kind of I try to be the one that deletes or replies to the comments because I'm really not gonna get too tilted. The one that tilts me though is there's anybody can have a podcast, huh? It's just another with a podcast. Like, oh, sorry, not allowed to have fun, I guess.
I like the one where they called you fat.
The one I got called fat.
Yeah.
I got
Holy
called
crap.
fat because I criticized
Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Top Gun.
You just
don't
don't
doesn't
get
even
jets,
make
man.
sense.
You don't get it because
Yeah.
you eat too many Coke and donuts, and I'm like, what? But no, there was one yesterday because we were. There was a clip about me saying that 2001 was slow because it is. Irrefutable fact that it's slow. Even George Lucas, for God's sakes, was like, movie looked great. It's too slow. I'm like, George Lucas says too slow. He made 2 good movies. When someone said, "When's your movie coming out?" That was their critique
Oh,
of my
boy.
critique. When's your movie coming
You
out?
can't have an opinion on movies
And
because
so I
you've
said,
never made one.
So I said, "When's your podcast coming out, asshole?" If we're not allowed to critique anything unless we've done it, when's
Yeah.
your podcast coming out?
That's a good response.
And he's like,
Did you
"Not
say
every-"
that?
Yeah. And then he said, "Not everybody needs to have a podcast." I was like, people can do things they want to do. Like, people are allowed to hang out and have fun. Shh. That's what I told him. I hit him with the shh. That really
man.
pissed me. When's your movie coming out? Jesus Christ. So just dumb.
I'm glad I'm not on TikTok.
Well, you're not on TikTok because your old, feeble little brain can't fathom that when you scroll, more videos come up, and you just don't like that. I
Oh, no,
guess.
I can fathom that. I do it on Instagram all day.
You just want to see shit that was funny 4 months ago,
Oh, it's new to me.
and then you send it to me, and you send it to me, and I'm like, I remember April.
I almost sent you a Facebook link the other day. I was like, oh my God, he saw this a year ago.
man.
A Facebook link. Holy cow!
Facebook.
I saw someone comment that they on a TikTok comment that they thought was funny, and they're like, stealing this for Facebook, and I wanted to go to my grave at that moment. Stealing this for Facebook. I'm gonna put this on my wall. Anyway, we're gonna end
Yep.
because we have a recap. So join us for the recap, and then this next year is gonna be probably a little different. We're gonna stick to movies. We might do a lot of new stuff though. New theater releases, be more topical for once instead of watching movies from 80 years ago. Yeah, our first, I guess we'll talk about the theme. We're going to talk about it more next week. But the theme of January is our favorite movies. So we're going to have the recap on the 2nd or 3rd or whatever. And then the next 4 weeks, each of us is going to present their favorite movie, and we're going to talk about it. Starting with me, because I'm in charge. And I'm not going to tell you what my favorite movie is until the next episode because, the bucket has to live on in some facet. So,
Yep.
all right, y'all. Well, thanks for the year.
Yep.
To anyone listening and to anyone here, thanks for being a part of my stupid ass podcast.
Fun year.
This is a fun year. Podcasting's fun. Kinda. It's a lot of work and money. Holy crap.
Yeah.
We're doing a podcast like about as cheap as a person can do a video podcast, and it was still like almost $3,000.
Jeez.
It's a lot.
That's why you don't have kids.
That's why you don't have kids, because then you can have a podcast for $3,000. So yeah, I don't really know how to end these kinds of things because there's no movie to pull,
All
but
right.
we'll catch you in the next
We'll
one.
catch you in the next one.
Bye. Happy Chrism and Happy New Year. And yeah, whatever. Bye.